Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday evening. Today we'll be talking about the fall of King Solomon. And some of you guys may have immediate questions, such as who is King Solomon? And you might have known King Solomon already, and you might have known him to be considered as wise, but you might not know that he has a fall towards the end of his life. Not a physical fall, but a fall from grace or a fall from wisdom, which we'll come across. Some of you might also have questions unrelated to this video, such as what's up with the new setup behind me, what's up with the cool Taylor Swift shirt, which has photos of Kanye on it, where can I get it? Those questions may or may not be answered. It probably won't. And without further ado, let's go on with the actual video. The fall of King Solomon. Let me just set things up here. There we go. Okay. King Solomon, third king of Israel, following King Saul, who was the first, and King David, who was the second. King Solomon reigned from 970 to 931 BC, approximately, which is about a 40-year reign, dating to about 970 years prior to the birth of Jesus. And he is he is the son of King David. And we learn about King Solomon from the Book of Kings from the Bible. There we learn that King Solomon became the face of wisdom in his rule, which was well known across all the kingdoms while he was ruling, all the way to today, where we have sayings in the English language such as, "He is as wise as Solomon." And we learned that this wisdom was directly granted from God when God appeared to Solomon one night, which is why we consider the book of Proverbs, which was written by King Solomon, as divine revelation of God's wisdom. But then we also learned that King Solomon made unwise decisions as he lived on, taking on 700 wives and 300 concubines who tempted him into a life of idolatry. This begs a question, what type of wisdom did God grant Solomon exactly? It says that his wisdom was God-given, yet he ended up making unwise decisions as he later went on with his life. And for that, we will go to the first book of Kings, chapter 3, 5 to 12. I'm not going to read all of this. You pause the video and you can have a read. I'm going to skip here. God pretty much telling Solomon that I will give you a wise and discerning heart so that there will never have been anyone like you, nor there ever be. And this is a claim that I think stands tall as we look today at modern ethics and modern advice simply being footnotes of the book of Proverbs. So I'd say that's a claim that stands forward, but that's beside the point of this video. So why did he end up making spiritually unwise choices? Did his wisdom fail him? When God granted Solomon a wise and understanding heart, he did not remove Solomon's free will to act unwisely. And the beautiful thing about this, not exactly beautiful, but it's relatable to us in the sense that this is the same thing that happens with us, which is when God granted Solomon a wise and understanding heart, he did not remove Solomon's free will to act unwisely. Similarly, we are exposed to wisdom, and knowing full well wisdom, we still have the free will to disobey that wisdom in the name of instant gratification, whatever it is. Let me give an example. In our day-to-day lives, a lot of us come home from school or work facing a decision on how to use the next few hours of our time. Many of us recognize that the wisest thing to do would probably be to freshen up and do your chores or study, but just as many decide to instead whip out our phones and burn hours on social media, all in the name of instant gratification, despite knowing that it's not wise. Similarly, Solomon was the best to identify wise and unwise options in his decisions, but in his sinful nature, chose instant gratification over wisdom when succumbing to polygamy and idolatry. In other words, Solomon's God-given wisdom did not fail Solomon. Instead, it was Solomon that failed his God-given wisdom. Thank you. I hope that answers your question. But other than that, I will try to see you guys soon with another question or another answer to another question. Ciao.